Hey everybody, it's Max, and welcome back to InfraSpace Cube, that's right. And in today's episode, we're going to finish off row 2, 9 cubes. How many people? Have no idea yet, but you're going to find out at the end of the episode. So, let's get in there, let's build a bunch of factories to supply some more cubes, and finish off row 2. Wow, some flashy, isn't it? Ooh, it's got sleek lines, looks all cleaned up. Looks like the guys out there giving it a good polish. Shining up all the pieces? You betcha. We have one working starship. The Antares is back, and you know it runs at full throttle. That's right. And of course, that's what we accomplished on the live stream. So, what are we getting on with today? Well, to make all this happen, we did all of this. And we got a bit of a mess going on now. Obviously, you know, we put a lot of extra junk out here to fix this starship, and we have to clean this up. At the same time, though, I was thinking, hey, you know, you've got a bunch of extra stuff out here, and you know, you've got two pieces of research you really should try to get done. One of them, of course, being the fast neuron reactors, and of course the other one being the mining drill. And I thought, you know what? I think I'll take this equipment that I've just got laying around here. I mean, we even have the blue and green science set up because that was a requirement for the telescope. And I think we'll just shove some stuff at it, make things happen. Because that's what we do. We make things happen. So we're going to clean this up a little bit. These are all done and they can go. But I think I'm going to add a little bit of yellow and red science out here. So let me bring it back once I've got that done. We'll take a quick peek at it, start it up, and let it run for a bit. And done! Holy smokes! Yes, we got all the red science done. I hate red science. One, I don't have a lot of use for the red science. I couldn't care less about the drill. I mean, the only thing I ever really think about is fast neuron reactor. But it was like, well, I have the stuff here. Let's crank out the rest of the science. And that's what we've done. We now have all the science done. Now, let's have a look at our crazy new drill. 10,000 concrete. 3,200 this. So that's, did they change this? Because at one time you used to have to plug in a whole bunch of stuff, right? Like you used to have to plug in different components, different things. Now they just say, hey, 10,000 concrete, deliver. I mean, that's fine. I got no problem throwing 10,000 concrete at it. But I do want to start cleaning this up. And if I ever do want to build this, I'd rather build it first. But let's come back to that in a bit, shall we? We are now ready to bring on 3 more cubes. You betcha. And of course, down here, I've been busy putting in all the things, but that is just a fraction of it. We're going to actually review the everything I've been up to. I mean, because I've got factories, so many factories down now. I mean, we're putting factories down everywhere. So with that, we are now going to get started here on this part. And of course, each of these is going to have to come on little bits at a time, just so as it doesn't overload the actual factories themselves. So instead of trying to ship out like every single you know, home appliance and everything else, we'll just do it neighborhood by neighborhood, right? Probably by Foursquare. And of course, by doing it by Foursquare, we don't overload the system. No one's going to get cranky, you know, because I mean, there's a lot that could go wrong here to get cranky with very quickly. In fact, just to get things hooked up, let's do this. Yeah, okay, I see that you don't like that power line there, and I can understand that. But you know what? I don't actually need that power line. Nope, not anymore, because this factory's right here, and it's going to handle everything for me anyway. So that road there is going to take care of those 2 factories. For these 2 blocks, and I'll bring this one on afterwards. I have one more factory right here. There it is. And what I'll do is I'll probably just sneak a road in between these 2 VR education centers and hook it on there. That way it doesn't need to you know, travel and do anything like that. So let's throw a few houses in. We'll start the game back up because we always like to see a few houses get started, right? So we're going to throw in a few houses here. Yeah, that's for sure. And of course, we try not to have the roads on the same path as the park because that's literally suicide. It's not good. If you don't like yourself, well, you can do that. But I'll tell you right now, the park will not like you. I don't know why. It's just a thing. So with that, let's hit the play button. Boom, instant gratification on oxygen and water. They're going to get some survival food because that's what these guys do. They're going to drive out 58% efficiency. Gee, guys, you always worry me a little bit when we look at this stuff. Yep. Well, all right. We should be okay. According to this, I have more than enough food. We're all right, people. We're all right. So we're going to just carry on. 730. Only need 116. It's okay. So, of course, we have the pink cars coming out. Yes, there are the pink cars doing the pink car things. They're going to move in. Then we're going to get some upgrades happening. And then the next thing you know, traffic everywhere is what it's going to be. So I'm going to bring it back one more time. We're going to see some cubes upgraded. We're going to have a look at all the factories I've built. I've got so many. And we're going to have a look at the final population number. Hang on. Oh, yeah, that's right. 9 cubes. Population 23,816. And everybody's happy. Now, I'm actually cutting in on myself. So I'm actually splicing this in just before the end wrap up. Because one, we want to look at the cubes here in their finished infamous glory. Of course, the cubes are really awesome. They really are. And they're coming along really nicely. The traffic is behaving itself pretty wild. Of course, you would have seen a little, 20-second montage of the traffic. Of course, we'll just kind of zoom in here so you can see that. What are you doing here, Max? There you go. Look at this. I mean, this is awesome. Just being able to see all the traffic and the cars moving around. I mean, it is really cool. I am running it at normal speed at the moment because, at normal speed, of course, you actually, the cars don't look so skippy. Right? It doesn't look like you're watching, like, a really bad movie at 12 frames per second or whatever. Two, of course, it just looks really cool in general. That's for sure. Overall, it just looks really awesome. Now, the other reason I'm splicing in here before I start talking about all the products of the day is Cube 9. So Cube 9 did the exact same thing as Cube 3, and I still don't know what this bug is. So, in an earlier episode, I would have mentioned about Cube 3, and Cube 3, for some weird, unknown reason, decided, you know what? Your design on oxygen, I don't like it, and I'm just going to cut all your oxygen off. And basically, I had to double up on the oxygen input on Cube 3. So you'll notice Cube 2 here is my standard design, right? It's got 4 in the center, we'll call it, and then 3 down either side with 4 tanks, right? But on this case, you'll notice here it's like we've got 4 in the middle, 8 on either side. We got the tanks. We even have some extra oxygen plugged in throughout just because we needed it. Well, for some unknown reason, Cube 9, about half hour after I was finished recording, did the same thing last night. It started downgrading and crashing all over the place. And sure enough, the problem was the magical oxygen problem. I don't know what's going on with that. Don't know why. That being said, it's, so I rushed over, slammed down a bunch of extra oxygen. Luckily, that we do have the space for that, right? That is why we do these little bit of extra designs. And sure enough, it is back, and everybody's happy. That being said, I don't understand why, on the odd occasion, we have a cube that, just runs short on oxygen. It's really weird. It's really, really weird. So I don't get it. But Cube 3 and Cube 9 have now stabilized. They're good to go again. Yes, it does take more oxygen to keep them running. Don't know why. Whereas the rest of them, the rest of these all work the same way. It's not like I changed the design or anything. It's just magically, on the odd occasion, a cube will, a specific cube will not get enough oxygen. So Cube 3 and Cube 9, maybe it's cubed. It's so cubed. It's mega cubed. All right, right? 3 is cubed, and 3 cubed, is 9. So it's 9 cubed. So I guess I got to worry about cube number 27 next. I don't know. I have no idea. But we're gonna see what happens. Yeah, I guess. So with that, I'm now going to splice me back in as we get ready to talk now about the factories that are keeping all 9 cubes that are actually running up and running. Another thing, of course, is all the home appliance / computer factories. So of course we have 9. Well, I have more than 9 of those, but the 9 of them that are supplying these 9 cubes are here. 1, 2, 3, and then of course there's 4 more here for 7, and then over here is 2 more. There is 8, and there is number 9 squeezed in there. Now in this case, the VR education for the top row, as mentioned, of the top row 4, are over on this mountain over here. And of course, they are running very smoothly. This is a slightly older design because these were built while they were still working out the pipe issues and some of the breakage and some of that stuff. So these are a little bit bigger than my current design. In fact, you're only supposed to need 5 of these to make this work, and there's 12. Right? So that tells you right there how inefficient these factories are. I may actually pare them back so as I can fit another factory up here at some point in time. But on the other end of the map, of course, we have the more modernized ones, to the point where it's so modernized, they're actually quite tiny. So there's a VR education. As mentioned, we only need 5, but I do make 6. Just to kind of have the spare kicking around, because it's always good to have a spare, especially when it comes to the neural processors. And this, of course, is a very efficient factory. And, of course, we have a few of the older styles up here, but we have these 2 mega efficient factories. And then we have semi-efficient. It has 6, but it's before I put them all on one side and then got rid of this space here, so I'm going to probably fix that one up. And then, of course, I have 2 of the older style up here for when we did last episode. So, of course, these will have to be pared back, scaled down a little bit, get a little extra room back, but I probably won't be, I won't obviously be able to squeeze anything in here, so all I'm really doing is saving jobs. Obviously, more stuff to be built. I have continued working on more combination VR education and computer factories, and this is my newest design to try and save even a little more space. This is pretty compact now. It's compact, right? It's a space saver, that's for sure. And we're gonna try and squeeze some of them in here because I got to get at least I got to get 4 of them in here at least. It would be nice if I could even fit in a few VR education back here too, but I really don't want to cover up this methane, but I think that's not going to be much of a choice. I think I'm going to have to cover that one up. I'll have to try and sneak using this one in for some gas power instead. And of course, along with working the next set of cubes for the next episode, right there, we'll work our way down here. Thanks, game. Yep, I was going to say, don't you crash on me now, game. We, of course, have the robotics factories, and this is literally becoming robotics corner. Obviously, we have 4 factories running the first row of cubes, and then we have these 3 factories plus these 2 here running the second row. I have 4 additional robot factories ready to go, so of course I can do that third row. But I'm going to be building more. I'm just going to, I can probably fit 2 more over here. I'd like to save maybe some room, though, for gas. Obviously, we have a bunch of methane here, and I really hate to waste it. So I might try to fit some iron or some plants up on the hill here somehow. Obviously, we have 2 cubes up here on the hill. These are mini cubes, slightly different design than my larger cubes. So they won't hold the population numbers that the normal size cubes are, but we're going to try and obviously we have to fit in space wherever we can. So obviously we have 4 extra robot factories there. I would like to be able to get at least 3 more here, right? So I'd like to be able to get 1 or 2 over here, and if I can only get 1 over there, then I'd like to get 2 here. Move this one here over to this side, which should allow me enough room to get 2 more cores in here. It's going to be a tight squeeze, but I think I can do that and then maybe get a couple robot factories up in the back. So there's lots to go, and that will only be row 3. Next episode, that's what we're doing, row 3. But there's even more rows after that. Obviously, we have row 4 with 3 of them. Row 5 only has 2, but I might try to bring on the mini cubes as part of that row. Then, obviously, I've already started working on the design of this row. I have to clean up this mess, but this mess, what are we doing with this? Well, I think I will build the drill. Now, again, at one time you had to have stuff to do this. You had to have all this different stuff. That's why I haven't torn this out yet. I really want to get rid of it, but I just can't yet. I just can't do it, man. So I think I'm gonna build the drill just to build it. Park it in a corner somewhere. I don't really care. I mean, I don't care if I ever run it. I just may destroy it, right? And destroying 10,000 concrete is pretty crazy. But I don't know what I'll do with it yet. May use it, may not. But we'll get another row there. Then we're going to get, I would think, one regular row and maybe a mini row in here. Of course, and then we're going to see how that goes, right? Lots to go. Lots to go. So, let's hit the fast forward button. Let's see if there's any more upgrading to do before ending the episode. We are at 23,602. And sure enough, there is a little bit more upgrading to go. So you're going to see the final total in the title of the video, of course, because that's the way we do things. Oh, yeah, oh, man, these guys are only at level 3. Home robots. And then, well, they haven't got the population, but that doesn't matter. The population not being here is not the thing. It's literally the building upgrades, right? So this still has like 4 people to go. There's a whole bunch of those. There's 4, 8, 12, 16. Oh yeah, like we're definitely looking at like between 23,750 and 24,000. You'll see it in the title. I'm Max. This, of course, has been InfraSpace Cubed, and we are building cubes, people. You betcha. And next episode, more cubes. You know it. And I'm going to see you on the next one. Take care.